I didn't grow up with the internet, not to the extent that people are growing up with it now. Like I had it in high school, but I used it to like look at porn and like I don't know, research science projects. Like whenever I wanted to like invent some fake internet history so it wouldn't look weird that I deleted it all. Like I didn't even know where to go. I'd be like Coca-Cola.com. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a true story. Like, and then like I wasn't even bright enough to come up with like, you know, like the second thing being something like, I don't know, like humadorsrus.com. Like the second thing would be like sprite.com. My mom's like, I don't know what he's going to do. He's really interested in soda pop. He's researching it all the time.
That's what I have conversations with after you went to bed. It wasn't like if you're looking at porn, they would have been like, yeah, Kyle's a growing boy, but they're like, I'm worried about Kyle. He doesn't do anything but look up soft drinks. I'm like,
loves the Coca-Cola franchise. All the products.
He spent hours on Dr. Pepper yesterday and the day before. And he was on Gatorade for 9 hours.
That's a true story. Like I would, you know, I'd go through, like, find some porn, do my thing, and then just, like, delete that internet history, of course. And it's like, well, it looks weird if, like, whenever you start typing, like, if something doesn't pop up, you know, in the recent search thing, it's like, well, they know that they've been to some websites. So I'm, like, going to the websites that everybody goes to, like the ones they pay their bills at. It was a whole ordeal watching porn when I was a kid. Now kids are just, like, fucking porn, and they got it. Like...
And it was on the family computer, and so it was like the constant, like, what was that? What was that noise? What's happening?
Wait till you're home alone. Yeah, to access that cornucopia of pornography. And it wasn't like today where there's like YouPorn and like X-Hamster and like PornoTube or whatever the fuck. Like you go to those sites and it's all you could want, all you can eat, all you can ever desire, and stuff you don't even want to see. Like you'll learn stuff on a porn site nowadays. Back then, it was like. It was always like a preview for what you can get if you pay. And they'll like censor shit out, so you had to go to these websites and like go through their tour to like see if you want to be a member. And you're like jerking it to like half-ass censored porn images. When I found video, that was a godsend. Like you never found video.
And pop-ups. Pop-ups were a huge problem, right? So I'm sorry, Taylor. Whatever you said, it's all my fault. Like you hit the wrong site, be like pop, 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 and I'm like, little these fuckers know pop-ups are content too.
Yeah.
Like there's some good shit.
Rabbit hole. I don't know if you remember, there was this rabbit hole you could go down of porn sites. You'd scroll to the very bottom of the porn site, and it's trial membership bullshit, and there would be like these actual HD images of like some good shit. You're like, fuck. I can't even find porn like that. That's those little images down there of their friendly site. Like, that's what I want. You click it, and then like a window would pop up, like panes. There would be dozens of panes. It's like a grid, and in each little square in that grid is another awesome-looking porn site. You're like, clickety-clack, and it opens up like 8 grids. Boom, 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 and you're like, I better get the lotion ready now. But you keep clicking, and you never really get anywhere. You just keep putting more and more viruses on your computer every time you clickety-clack. It's like Microsoft Word don't work. Email don't work. like now I'll never be able to open another browser again. Infinite pop-ups, like every time you click something.
I thought I was so clever because I always use a Linux machine. Like, you can't infect me. Or there'd be these like fake ads, like saying, "Hey, this went wrong," or "that went wrong," or like whatever. I'm like,
to remove the virus from your system, and you're like, bullshit.
Yeah, but they try to emulate like Windows with like the red X and this and that. Oh. I'm like, this is a Linux machine. It doesn't even look like that. I can tell you're a borderless browser.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
It's
Do you remember the feeling? It was like panning for gold, where you'd find just all the shit images, and then on some sites, very rarely, you'd see like a 15-second video preview, and you got the preview, and sometimes you just have to run through that 10, 15 times, watching the same like 7 seconds of weird, uncomfortable setup just to get to like 3 or 4 good moving sections.
I've got a thing I learned just recently. Are you familiar with the website BetterFap?
No.
Oh, you guys are children. So BetterFap will watch your porn history and then recommend stuff to you based on what you're into.
Part of that.
it'll so you don't need to create a login or anything. It'll just be like, hey, based on your Snuffleupagus, if you ever want to make a password, you just click here and you'll make one. And then like you tell it, well, all right, I like boys and girls or girls and girls and this or that, and like every time you enter a search keyword, it's like, all right, I see Kyle likes this. I see Kyle likes that too, and it tracks it. And one of the ways that it rates video, and this is the whole point to this thing, is a video will be more highly rated if somebody stops watching during that video. So,
ratings.
It's a funny part of their algorithm, yeah. So if you're, the guy watches 6, and this is the one that he ends his viewing session on, they're like, oh, this one's a winner. It's more highly rated.
That makes sense. I almost exclusively use Xhamster as my pornography site of choice. I like the way it's set up and everything.
BetterFap does not really host content. It's really just a super search engine that sits in front of Pornhub and Xhamster, and I don't even know them all or whatever. But what's that?
I said bullshit.
I can't name them all. But yeah, it just sits in front of like a bunch of main websites and like serves up their content to you.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Although I just don't know if I want anything like tracking my porn history or whatever. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a good idea.
No.
Well,
Absolutely not. What if I go on a weird tangent of discovery where on a website, out of curiosity, I hit on that all categories button, and then just a sheet of things come down where you're scrolling down through it, and it's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Lovetop.com. Well, why not? By chicks pissing themselves left and right.
The Gmail thing was one night, BetterFap. One night. Stop it. It's like you go to Amazon and buy like a purple Barney dinosaur for your nephew, and now all of a sudden your Amazon homepage is filled with like Barney shit every day for a while. It's like, dude, it was one time. Stop it, Amazon.
Or YouTube does that now, where like let's say you fall asleep and you were watching a YouTube video and it plays to a different one, and like you look up the next morning and it turns out that you accidentally stumbled into like a playlist called like, Hitler wasn't that bad. That's on your screen now. It's just like white supremacy stuff.
That's happened to me a bunch of times. Not white supremacy, but like it's happened with automotive repair. Like some will be semi-interesting or whatever. I fall asleep, and then the next morning they're like, "This guy's really into fixing air conditioners." This whole thing about automotive air condition repair. It's like dominates my homepage. So,
you want to call the show there?
At the 3-hour point,
It's 3:45, right?
3:02.
Oh, I thought it was 3:45. I mostly mentioned it because I just scratched my eye and rubbed something really awful in it.
Probably volcano dirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not really. Maybe that lotion. I don't know if you're supposed to put that directly in your eye, but
No, then yeah, I think we hit a lot of things.